At ASB Securities, we're very much an online trading service that caters to the needs of people that really want to trade the share market themselves, and particularly with the way share markets have performed, they've done well over the last couple of years. We've also seen the government share offers, the three companies listed, and that's attracted a lot of new people to the market. So really important for us to ensure that we do have investors that have an understanding of how the share market works and perhaps some of the things to look for. So I'll very much cover off some of those basics, the things that you might want to think about before diving in and investing. So we'll have a look at shares, direct investments into shares. What is a share? Getting started, so some of the things you need to think about when you're getting started. I'll do a very quick demonstration of our online share trading site, so if that's something that you're interested in looking at doing it yourself, that opportunity is there. Does anyone have an online share trading account here at the moment? Okay. And just summarise things and certainly have some time for questions at the end. Of course, if you do have questions as we go, feel free. So looking at some of the basics, what is a share? So it's a small piece of a company, of course. You know, if you look at companies like Fletcher Building, they're pretty large, aren't they? You know, several $1 billion in value. A lot of money for any one investor to buy outright. So companies like that are carved up into lots, and in many cases millions or billions of shares, and those small pieces of shares represent an ownership in that company. So if you buy a direct investment into a company, you're actually a part shareholder and owner in that company. So you get a say in what that company does. So you have a board of directors that will represent you in the day-to-day running of that company. It's not just about getting invited along to the annual general meeting to perhaps have a cup of tea and eat the bickies. It's an opportunity to vote and decide on how a company is run, so perhaps who the board of directors are, how much they get paid, whether or not the company will enter into major transactions or not. Of course, if you have an indirect investment in a share, you don't get to do those things. So an indirect investment in a company might be through a managed fund. So for a lot of people with KiwiSaver, that's probably a good example of an indirect investment. You're investing into your KiwiSaver, and it's your KiwiSaver fund that's buying into those companies. So there's a bit over 160 companies listed on the share market in New Zealand. The share market is a place that allows the market and people to come together, so buyers and sellers to come together and trade shares. It also makes sure that companies are doing the things they need to be doing, keeping the market informed, keeping all the participants like ourselves at ASB Securities and other brokers, making sure we're doing what we need to do to provide an environment for investors to come together. Another important concept around shares is the dividend. So a lot of people will choose to buy shares because they're looking for an income. A dividend is a part of the profits a company makes. So as a shareholder, as a part owner of the company, you're entitled to some of the earnings that company makes. Not all companies will pay a dividend, some do, and some people will choose to invest in those companies because of those dividends. They're potentially a very tax effective way of generating an income. So you might be wondering and wanting to look for more information about how shares work and whether or not they're right for you. The NZX is a very good place to go to find out that information. So on their website there's lots of information there to help you understand how the share market works, how to trade, what you can trade in, so the different types of companies and the different types of investments that are listed on the share market. You can go to other broking firms and banks and financial institution, their websites. ASB, for example, has a section on the website to explain very simply what shares are, how they work, take you through a process to understand if perhaps shares are the right sort of investment for you, and then take you through the next steps to understand what you actually need to do in order to go ahead and invest in the market. Some of those things to think about before you actually dive in and purchase some shares though. Shares do go up and down in value. No doubt if you've been watching the share market over the last few days, you'll see some go up, some go down. Some days they go up more than they go down, and vice versa. So they will rise and fall over time. Shares may provide you with a return greater than inflation. Of course, inflation is that thing that erodes the value of your money over time. And anyone that perhaps is in the Auckland housing market would perhaps understand inflation if you think of what Auckland house prices have done over the last few years. If you're out of the market and wanting to get into it, it gets hard as those houses go up in value. Yes, that's very much house price inflation. So having investments and assets that will keep ahead of inflation, making sure that your money today and in the future still can buy or buy in the future what it can today, having investments that can go up in value ahead of inflation is important. So shares over time, probably over the last 100 years or so, have earned about 9% per annum. So that's certainly ahead of where inflation runs at these days. As we've talked about, some shares offer dividends, so you need to decide whether or not having an income from your shares is important or not. Certainly growth stocks, so some of the tech stocks that are on the market recently, they may not be earning a profit yet, so they're unlikely to pay you a dividend if they don't have any earnings to pay that from. And they should be part of a long-term investment portfolio. So given that they can rise and fall at any time and over the short term, shares should be part of a longer term portfolio. So getting started, we've talked about where you can perhaps find some information to learn about whether or not shares are right for you. Maybe you've gone through that process and think that yes, a direct investment in some shares is the right way to go. What are you going to invest in? There's a number of places and resources and information that you can go to get a sense of perhaps what companies you might invest in. I should point out that any of the images here are by no means a recommendation, they're just purely examples, so I've got a number of those. Gentrack though of course listed yesterday, so a very recent share offer. So you might be interested in participating in the share market through new share offers that come to the market. They'll put out an offer document that you can read and get an understanding of how that company works, perhaps what its outlook is, look at its balance sheet to get a sense of the health of the company, and then you might make a decision to invest in it. If it's a company that's already listed on the market, it will publish an annual report, might even provide quarterly reports, and you can access those reports and read the company. Again, read the information, get a sense of how the company's been performing, perhaps what their outlook is like, and again, use that information to make an investment decision. Companies are required to keep the market fully informed, so on a regular basis they will publish announcements to let the public know how they're performing, if there's been any major news, and they'll publish these quite regularly. You can go to the Stock Exchange website, and of course it's not just limited to the New Zealand market, there's share markets all around the world, and the relevant stock exchanges will have information on their website which you can go to find out about companies that are listed on the market. You may choose to go directly to a company's website, so a company that you're interested in, you can go straight to their website and have a look at that and find out more about the company. Economists are regularly putting out research or economic reports, so they're a useful place to go to get a sense of the economy and where things are tracking. Home loan rates and housing is a very popular one at the moment. And there are plenty of research houses publishing research about companies, and this will provide you with very good information about the financial state of a company, where an analyst sees it heading, how they value it, and you can use that to understand perhaps the state of a company and its prospects. Those are all things you can do yourself, of course, and plenty of websites and distribution lists that you can subscribe to get that information straight into your inbox. You may actually want to involve a financial advisor though. So a financial advisor, financial planner, share broker may be able to help make sense of all of that information, because there is a lot out there, of course. So you can get in a financial advisor. They can help put a portfolio of shares together for you, understand your current situation, your needs, your objectives, what you're looking to achieve with your money, and put a portfolio of shares together. A share broker can help give you recommendations as to whether or not you should buy a certain share. And after considering that, you might actually decide you want to do it yourself. If you do decide to do it yourself, or perhaps engage a share broker, then you will need to make a decision around what share broker you use. So unfortunately, the NZX doesn't allow you to phone them up and buy shares on the market or sell them. You do need to go through a share broker. So like ASB Securities, we have clients and we provide them with the ability to buy and sell shares on the market. So we'll help you do that through our website or through the telephone. And of course, it doesn't come for free. There is a brokerage charge, so it varies depending on who you're using. You may pay as low as $30 a trade, and up depending on the type of service that you're using and the amount of money you're investing. So choosing a share broker, there are quite a number of them, and there will be a range of considerations that you'll make when choosing a broker. It may be that you bank with a financial institution that has a broking firm, and it may be that you want to trade yourself, make your own decisions and do it online. That may drive your decision. You may want advice, so you'll look for a broker that can give you that advice, or perhaps a colleague or a friend may point you in the direction of a broker. So the NZX has a section which will give you access and details of the full range of brokers that are available to you in the market. Once you have decided on the share broker you want to use, you'll need to open up an account with that broker. Now, it's generally best not to leave that until you absolutely must buy some shares, or you really do need to sell the shares that you own. It's always best to save that for a time where you don't need to be in the market and you can get your account opened up. So it's relatively straightforward to open an account up with a broker. Most will give you the ability to download a registration form, and you can complete that and send it back. Certainly there's the old paper-based version you can complete and return, have that posted out to you. With ASB, if you bank with us, you can very simply open an account by going through online banking, and you'll have an account opened within 2 or 3 days. So you've got your account opened up, it's time, and you've decided on some shares you're interested in looking at. You might want to keep track of what the prices are doing. You may choose to watch TV and see some of these handsome chaps giving you an update about the market. You've possibly seen the prices flash up on the screen and wonder what they're all about. The newspaper is also a good source for prices. So the business section of the Herald will give you the prices for all the shares on the market. And for many people, they can not make a lot of sense. So what do some of those numbers mean? So I've just zoomed in here and chosen Air New Zealand as an example. You can see there that there's a closing quote, a buy and a sell, and a last sale price. So last sale is the price that the shares closed at the night before. So of course the newspaper comes out in the morning and it's telling you what the price was as at the closing price the previous day. The buy and the sell, well, that is the buy is the price that people were prepared to pay for those shares. The sell is the price that people were prepared to sell for. They're not the only prices that people are prepared to buy and sell their shares for. People are prepared to pay and sell their shares at differing levels. So you have the market depth. You'll see there with the circle, the buy and sell option. So that's what you would see in the newspaper if that was the closing prices at the end of the day. Now that's reflected by, you can see buyers, there's a buy quantity at the top of the list. Okay. And also the sell, it represents the people at the top of the queue. So if you were to buy at market, you would pay the price of the person that's selling at the top of the sell queue. If you wanted to sell at market, you just wanted to sell your shares on the day, you would receive what the best buying price is on the day. And of course you may have a price in mind that you want to trade those shares for. So you go into the queue with everybody else that's in the market. And so the depth, as you can see here for Air New Zealand, shows you everybody that's looking to buy shares and everybody that's looking to sell shares, and the price that people are prepared to pay and the price that people are prepared to sell for. So once you've decided on which shares you want to trade, it might be that you've chosen Air New Zealand because you've travelled on them, you understand what they do, how they make money. You might want to jump online or phone your broker to make that trade. So what I'll do now is just jump onto our website and show you how you can place a trade on the market. Has anyone done that at this point through their share trading account? So from the ASB Securities website, you can log in. And you have a watch list, so you can load up all of the shares that you might be interested in looking at the moment. We've got our share loaded up in there, so we will select it and then place the buy, select the buy button. It's already populated for us the stock that we want to trade. So all we need to do is decide how many shares we're going to buy. And decide on the price that we're going to pay for those shares. So if we've got a limit, a particular price we want to pay for those shares, or if we're happy just to accept the market, so whatever someone is happy to sell those shares for at that particular time, we can decide what we're going to do there. In this example, we'll buy those at a limit of $2.21. So of course we'll only actually buy those if someone is prepared to sell their shares for that particular price. So you need to enter a phone number in there just in case there's a reason that someone may need to contact you about your order, and then once you're ready to go, hit the preview button and the website will give you a summary of your order and ask you whether or not you're happy to do that. So you click the proceed button, your order's on the market, and you may buy those shares. The website is live, so I'm not going to go and press the proceed button now. But for argument's sake, if you have done that, you'll then get confirmation if you've bought your shares at that price. You'll get an email into your inbox, and you'll be able to track your shares through the online portfolio. So this will have been automatically updated for you to show you the shares that you have in your portfolio. And if you then choose to sell those shares, that'll update for you and reflect that. So you may want to keep track of your shares and understand what's happening with those companies. You can very simply click on that company and bring up information about it, get research, see if what the recommendation is by an analyst, view company announcements to see any of the announcements that the company is making. Once you have made that share purchase though, you can expect to get some information from the share registry. Okay, thanks. So once you've bought some shares, you'll get some mail arrive for you. It'll be from the registry, and that will contain a shareholding statement. It will show you how many shares you own. It'll have your shareholder number, which is like an account number. You'll also receive your FIN number, which is also known as your authorisation code. Two key pieces of information that you'll need to retain if you decide to sell your shares in the future. It's that information that will allow you to sell your shares. And you may also get information directly from the company, so annual reports, dividend statements. If they pay you a dividend, you can expect to receive that from the company. And for certainly if you're talking to a financial advisor, or it doesn't stop at just one share. So we've shown an example of buying one company today. You may have heard of the phrase of "don't put all your eggs in one basket," and it is a good idea to consider building a portfolio of shares. So not just stopping at one company, but actually having a selection of companies to spread your investments and reduce the risk that all of your shares at any one time may go down. So long-term portfolio. So research, understanding the companies you're investing in. So Warren Buffett, a very well-known global investor, suggests that you invest in companies you know about. So get to know the companies through the information that's available, the annual reports, the offer documents, the market announcements. Open up a share trading account so that you're actually ready to go to trade or talk to a broker. Financial advisors are available to you, of course, if you want to seek professional advice about investing in the market. And consider a long-term investment approach.